Well, I'm just 6 months out of surgery right now. It's April 13th, and I was 345, and I'm now 340 or 240. So I've lost 105 pounds in 6 months. The last time not the last time I went to the doctor, he didn't even do a HbA1c on me, but the time before, which was 3 months ago, they did an HbA1c on me, and it was 4.7. So they don't bother with those anymore.
What is that?
That's a hemoglobin A1c. That's your sugar diabetes control over a period of about 3 months. Is that right?
And it's life and death. In other words, what they've shown is that is how sweet your hemoglobin is. And if you bathe, if you dip your hemoglobin in sugar, after a while, the sugar molecules stick to it. And so, depending on how sweet your hemoglobin is, you have a higher chance of death and heart attack in direct proportion to how abnormal that is. So every time that goes up a little bit, your chance of death goes up. It's just like that. And the higher it is, the higher your chance of dying, blindness, kidney failure, and yours is now normal.
Yeah, absolutely normal. 4.7. So they don't even check that. Dr. Neibauer supported me in my operation. As a matter of fact, when I first saw him, he suggested it, and then I think what he did to convince me that it was a good idea, his 18-year-old daughter had it done. She had the Roux-en-Y bypass about, I guess about 10 years ago. And I had the pleasure of meeting her, and she just doing fantastic with that. She had it done when she was only 18. So if a doctor would send his own daughter at 18 years old to have a Roux-en-Y, and he suggested it for me, I knew it was a good idea. I knew it was a good idea, but it's a tough decision to make. If you haven't made the decision, it's probably the toughest decision you'll ever make in your life. But having failed so many times and lost 10 and 20 pounds 1,000 times over again, it was nothing but failure, just like a yo-yo, and that's even worse for your health than if you never lost it. I knew I had to do something, and I can honestly tell you, even with the problems I've had, and I had to be anesthetized 5 times in the period of 2 months for the stricture and the original bypass, but I've never, even for one heartbeat, regretted it. I knew it was the right thing. Always knew it was the right thing, and I'm a completely changed person. I was telling Trish and Sandy before the meeting, if I were sitting on that floor before pre-op at 345 pounds and there wasn't a chair close by, it mustered every bit of strength I could to get up from that floor. Every bit. So if I was working on my car or something like that, you just didn't want to do it. It was too hard. So now, I can get down on the floor and jump right up again. It's even just getting out of the chair. It's easy. It's just so easy. I go up steps without getting out of breath. I'm just. And the other thing I've noticed now, I can put on my pants and lift my leg up and stick them through without leaning on something, because your balance is better too. When with 100 pounds less weight on you, you're more stable. And I'm starting to make it a point to, when I go up and down stairs, I used to use my handrail to help pull myself up. I don't need to do that, so I quit doing it, and I go downstairs without holding on, because my footing's more sure. I got to where I couldn't carry anything upstairs that I couldn't carry in one hand. I had to have one hand on the railing to feel secure, and I don't have to do that anymore. It just changes so many things. But I want to tell you, friends, if you think it's all easy, it's not. And I'll tell you, one of the problems that I've found is your friends that appear to be friends. Your people that you know that are 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight, and they're naysayers. They're going to tell you about, why they shouldn't do this. This is dangerous. I don't know about this. Well, that's right. They don't know about it. They don't know about it. So don't tell me about it. Because they're going to tell me about people that have had this problem, and they've read on the internet about people that have died from it. But you know what I tell them? I tell them, you know what? I says, my second cousin said to me, "Oh, you're so lucky." I never told her anything about the problems I had. She says, "Oh, you're so lucky because people have